What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the seditious video from members of Congress and Trump, suggestively threatening death on them. So yeah, this one could be big. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you are new to ClearTalk, welcome. If you'd like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you would like to check out videos from my other channels, JMDPLAY, puzzling, please, if you like seeing what if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to there as well. And to help grow the channels, help bring more videos to more people, that'd be amazing. And if you want to give any kind of support, there's a Patreon there, $3 a month. You can support any of the channels from there to help grow them, or you can help grow Patreon itself, grow the JMD Nation at large. Any way you wanted to support is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much. And if you are returning, you're freaking amazing. Thank you very much for coming back over and over and over again. And but yeah, because you are what makes up JMD Nation. So, all right, let's just go ahead and get to it. What is the video in question? What is the video in question? Here we go. Play for you now. Minute and 30 seconds.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Okay. That is the video. That is the video. All right. You have roughly like 5 or 6 members there of Congress. Yes, they're Democratic members. But you have the one CIA, former CIA, the rest are former military positions from Army to I think Navy, Air Force, like they're all different members of the of different military installations or groups. And these are, I think most of them are veterans outside of of course the CIA agents. So they have done the time. They have been a part of the military. They have served our country. I don't know them, like the details specifically of exactly what they served and how they served or whatever. But nevertheless, these are military, former military personnel that served. Now, and what they are doing in this video. What they're doing in this video is quite simply making sure that military members currently in the military and in our intelligence agencies are reminded, okay, that while, the pressure is to adhere to orders, I mean, that's kind of always the pressure there, but they're being reminded that there is laws around how our military is to be conducted. There are laws around how the executive is to conduct our military, and that in any moment, in any time, okay, in our laws and in our Constitution, that if any military member deems that they feel that an order being carried out is unlawful, is illegal, potentially, then they can refuse to carry out that order. Okay, simple as that. And think about this for a second. Let me just think about. Let me help you think about. If this were not if this were not the case, think about that. If it was illegal for you to refuse an order, that you must act on any order given to you by a superiority, all the way up to the executive, up to the President of the United States, that could be or would be considered an illegal order, a crime of war, or a crime of military action, internationally, nationally, whatever. Like, it could be judicially illegal according to our laws. And you carried it out anyway. Like, to think that it would be illegal, that you could not refuse, you must obey this order. Okay? That would put that soldier or that intelligence officer at risk of committing a crime, basically. Okay? And to take a step further, if a order that was given by a superiority all the way up to the chain of executive of the President of the United States, if an order given, if there were not laws around an order given by any to anybody in that chain, if there were not laws around an order being potentially illegal, then that means that they could make any kind of order to kill or anybody without any repercussion. Which, I think that would cause a problem, would it not? Clearly, we have laws around whether or not an order, just because it comes from the president, does not make it lawful, does not make it real, does not make it like legal, does not make it moral, does not make it a good act, does not make it something that's in the benefit of the American people, just because it comes from the president. The president is not, cannot be considered all powerful, all knowing, like a fucking god or something. And that any kind of action or order that is given must be carried out. Think about that for a second. Okay? Think about that for a second. Let's pretend like Donald Trump is not the president. So any other Joe is the president. No pun intended. Would you want that kind of power in somebody else's hands? Would you want that power in the hands of Joe Biden? Would you have wanted that power in the hands of Obama? Or Bush or Clinton or anybody? Any president that has been or any president that could be. Would you really want that power in their hands to where they make an order and it must be carried out? No question, period. How would you feel about that? Would you not want there to be a condition where somebody that hears an order being given to them and the order doesn't quite muster to being legal? Like, there's a sense of like, that doesn't sound legal. That doesn't sound right. Are we to just be so militant, so unregarded, so like tunnel vision that we must carry out orders without any feeling, without any emotion, without any morality to what that order might cause or what happened or what is carried out and what effect it might take? Are we supposed to be that narrow and just accept anything? Of course not. Of course not. That's the reason why there are laws and stuff around that. That's the reason why the Constitution states you are giving an oath to the Constitution, not an individual, not any ranking officer, not any executive, including not the president. You're not giving an oath to the president. You're giving an oath to the Constitution. The president himself is supposed to give an oath to the Constitution and carry out things constitutionally, not extrajudicially, not unilaterally, without the seeking of approval from Congress and other, parts of the government who are supposed to represent the will of the American people. And I think that's being lost here with people. And this is all that they are doing in this video is stating, hey, you swore an oath to the Constitution. So if you feel that an order being given to you all the way up to the exec that you feel is unlawful and that you question, you have the right to refuse that order, to not carry out that order. Now, does that mean that the order will not be carried out by someone who is perfectly okay with carrying it out? I mean, yeah, of course. But that still doesn't, that means you still should have the right to refuse. I mean, think of it for a second. If an executive, if Donald Trump was to order for some kid to be killed, an innocent, complete kid, somewhere in another country or whatever, would you want, and yes, that's an extreme measure, and you might think, well, he would never do that. He's been given money and weapons to a country that's for the past 2 years has been bombing an area, killing tens of thousands of kids. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, he might. But regardless of whether you think he would or not, would you want the ability for him to be able to, and therefore someone given that order must carry it out without question, without potential refusal, to go like, fuck no, bro, I can't do that. No. That's what's happening here. They're just simply reminding that yes, you do have the ability. If you know, because it's being pushed from the administration to obey. You don't listen. You don't do what I want. You don't do what I want, and I'm going to go after you. That's what the Trump administration and Trump himself have been doing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to all kinds of areas. You don't listen to me. You don't do what I want. You don't do what I say. You are talking against me, any kind of opposition, period, and in any kind of way, and I will go after you. I will, bring legal stuff on you, or I will, ruin your career, or I will deport you, or I will, call for you to be put on trial for sedition, and you're a traitor and potential death. And why do I say that? Well, starts here. True Social. After that video come out, Donald Trump, it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors of our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President DJT. Seditious behavior at the highest level should be arrested and put on trial. We won't have a country anymore. If any military personnel deems that an order to them might feel illegal and they would decide to refuse, then we won't have a country anymore. And this video was put together and released as a reaction to the constant bombing of boats in the Caribbean and in the Pacific, and all these 21, 22 or whatever boats that have been blown up in the behind the war on drugs, narco terrorist, where once again they have not given proof. They have not given proof in any kind of way possible. They have not given proof that these boats had drugs on them. Okay, they have not taken any of these boats into custody, taken the product or whatever, the drugs that were supposedly on the boat, brought them to the public, showing video evidence and actual evidence of these things that were on these boats had drugs. And we have arrested the individuals and they will be put on trial or they'll be whatever. Have they done that? No, they have not. They've just blown the boats up. Just blown them up. They have not shown any evidence. And video confirmation of some containers on a boat is not evidence of what is in those containers. I don't care what you think. Those containers could hold any amount of anything. Period. It's not evidence. 82 or 83 people killed from all these bombs, from these missile attacks on the boats. And all of which done without the approval of Congress. Just unilaterally, executively, orders put out. Because in the declaration of emergency, national emergency, the security of our nation, I think it's time for the national security clause. Maybe that needs to be rethought. Because the president just claiming something's a national emergency and that give him the authority to just do whatever the fuck he wants, to send out any kind of order he wants. That seems like something that we need to rethink. But then he goes on. He's retruthing a lot of people. I don't know who these random people are. Why aren't they under arrest for sedition? Throw out their own offices. Enough is enough. It's called a seditious conspiracy, and every one of them should be frog marched out of their homes at 3 a.m. This is the people. This is what people are saying. Just because he put that out, I think they should be charged with sedition. Also have some tapes and run them to when the next demo commie is in office. All these retruths of all these people, calling them traitors. Traitors. They're traitors for reminding the military people that they do not have to carry out potentially unlawful, illegal orders. That is a traitor. Okay. Okay. And it goes until finally, I think it was roughly about an hour or so afterwards, Trump sends out seditious behavior. Oh, sorry. This is really bad and dangerous for our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up. Oh, but then that wasn't even enough. He went into seditious behavior punishable by death. So he's actually suggesting here, the president of the fucking United States of America is suggesting that Democratic Congress people who were former military personnel have served for our country who are decidedly reminding the current military members that if they feel that an order is unlawful, they can refuse. They do have the right to refuse to carry out that order. After numerous videos of these attacks with no evidence, to the point that our own allies, the UK, decided from the get-go to not give any more intelligence to the U.S. because of the actions that Trump and the administration were doing, carrying out these orders in the Caribbean, appear to be potential crimes. Our own allies called it out from the get-go. And our president is calling these individuals traitors and suggesting that they be locked up, tried, punishable by death. Think about that for a second. If any fucking president had done this ever before, how would you feel about it? If a Democratic president had done this, if Joe Biden had gone on social media and threatened Republican members of Congress because they said something about, in rebellion of an action or something that he did, and he got on social media and threatened to lock them up and punishable by death. You would lose your goddamn minds. All of you supporting and backing this behavior and this rhetoric, you would lose your goddamn minds. You would be asking for him to be impeached as quickly as possible. Get him the fuck out of office. He is an authoritarian dictator, and he's trying to threatening to kill congressmen and women. But no, Donald Trump does it, and everybody's like, yeah, it's just a normal Tuesday, Wednesday, normal day of the week. No biggie here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. And then, if that weren't enough, this bitch here, who is constantly I hope she looks back on her time here and the how far she goes to defend the actions of this maniacal, ridiculous man that's in charge. I hope she is embarrassed. I hope she is embarrassed at the how far she goes to defend this fucker. Here she is speaking in a press conference when the question was asked about him threatening Democratic lawmakers.
Chief Donald Trump, that you can defy him and you can betray your oath of office. That is a very, very dangerous message, and it perhaps is punishable by law. I'm not a lawyer. I'll leave that to the Department of Justice and the Department of War to decide.
But the president has
Chris,
frequently, but Caroline, can I just follow up? The president and the vice president, for that matter, have accused the other side of encouraging political violence. Isn't that exactly what the president is doing?
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? I don't need an ad
He says that
interrupting me.
members of Congress should be killed.
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence? They are literally...
This bitch just said that this video was encouraging and inciting violence. So she is saying that a video that is reminding military members that they have the right to refuse an order. Refusing an order is now being equated to inciting violence. I don't remember anywhere in that video do they say, take up arms against your executive. I don't think in any way, anywhere in that video, did they incite violence. But she just willy-nilly throws that out there. No. The president's the one that incited violence. The president is the one carrying out orders for violence. This is the stupidest shit. This is the it's the lies that these people tell themselves. The lies that these people tell themselves. Let's let her continue though.
saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders.
Actually,
Every
they
single
can refuse an illegal order, which
but
is
they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not. Every single order that is given to this United States military by this commander-in-chief and through this chain of command, through the Secretary of War, is lawful. And the Chief Donald Trump.
Lawful from what opinion? What opinion? Lawful from what opinion? That's what they say. That's their argument. There's no question. There's no question. Everything he does is completely lawful. Why? Because he has thrown out the, emergency thing, which gives him the ability to just unilaterally send down any kind of order he wants to in the name of protecting American security without going through Congress. This is the action that his administration has been doing. And if any other had done that, how many you would be all over it. I can't believe he's doing this stuff. He's supposed to go through Congress. Yes, every fucking president is supposed to go through Congress. And I have called that out on any previous president who has made orders like that without congressional approval, without the approval of the representation of the American people to carry out orders that ultimately represent and potentially affect American people. She is saying that these orders are completely legal and lawful. Again, orders that our own allies seemingly do not agree are lawful, that are questionably illegal and unlawful orders. It's been stated. It's been stated by our own allies. Matter of fact, I think it's even been stated by the UN itself. But I know all you supporters, you don't give a fuck about the UN. Okay, fine. But our own allies have stated it and are refusing to give us intelligence to aid, along with other countries as well. But our president is arguing that this is seditious behavior and that we should lock them up and potentially punish them with death. This man's out of control. This man can get on his little lie central and say whatever the fuck he wants. And it's just tossed up as, oh, I mean, it's Trump, you know. He just says the quiet part out loud, you know. He's just forward. He just says what we're all thinking, you know. He's just a regular Joe. No, he's fucking out of control. He thinks that he can say anything, no matter what, and nothing will come of it. That nothing will go against him, that he doesn't have to, accept any consequence for it. That anything he says is legal and lawful because he's the president. Him being the president alone makes him untouchable. Anything he says must be carried out. And it's legal to do so because I'm the president. And why is that? Because he thinks he's a fucking king. That's why. He thinks he's a fucking king. He thinks he's all powerful. He thinks he can't be touched. I'm absolutely sick of this shit. If you are still at this point, again, and this is not the first time I've said this, if you are still at this point defending this man, you're just a horrible person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. Fuck that. I'm not sorry. You are a horrible person. You have lost your way. You are a sheep. You are brainwashed. You are a fool, naive. You're everything. Ignorant. Or maybe, just maybe, you are the seditious one. I would argue that maybe you are the one that actually hates America. Because you are calling for actions that openly and, just blatantly goes against our Constitution, goes against what this country was founded for, goes against what we are supposed to be as Americans. So just fuck your supposed pride and your supposed patrioticness. You are fake. You're fake news. You're fake Americans. Just like this guy, just like this woman, and just like everybody else in the Trump administration. I'm sick and tired of playing nice. I'm sick and tired of saying, or trying to plead with you to understand. Fuck that. Fuck it. You need to hear it straight out. Talk about saying saying it straight, saying it forward, being frank. I'm telling you frankly now, you are the problem. And you are ruining this country. Continuing to back this dangerous man. And that's not me inciting violence. Not in the least bit. I don't wish violence on this man. I wish him to be out of office. Along with all of his sycophants and seditious members of his administration. But hey, let me know what you think. Until next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.